Well, I hope you enjoy your dictionaries, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Evans at this point, and he's going to talk about the dictionary project.
Hello, the Rotary Club of Niagara County Central started this project handing out and giving each student in the 3rd grade here at the Wilson School System, Niagara, Wheatfield, and Star Point back about a dozen years ago. And we have each dictionary is for your use from now forever. You take it, keep it in school, take it home with you, use it, and what a dictionary is, and I'm sure your teacher has explained it, part of it has words in it throughout many pages. This dictionary has over a dozen, say over 12,000 words of the English language, and it shows you how to spell the word, what it means, and in some cases how you work it into a sentence. Our dictionary project in the last dozen years has given away about 8,000 dictionaries here in central Niagara County. And this is one of our projects from the Rotary Club of Niagara County Central. And we do also have other projects such as cleaning up the environment. For high school seniors who are graduating, we give a scholarship each June to a graduating senior from here in Wilson and at Niagara, Wheatfield, and at Star Point. So this is a good program, and this is for you today. Besides the words in the dictionary, we have a fact book in the back of it, and you have your dictionaries, and Mr. Seaman is going to point out certain pages where certain words are. Mr. Seaman?
Oh yes, thank you, and I want to thank Mr. Carter and his staff for allowing me to join you from down here in Florida with all this expertise, and it's too bad we can't be with you to pass out the dictionaries ourselves, but we have to deal with the pandemic at hand. And I'd also like to note that this dictionary project for our club here in Niagara County Central was initiated by a former member who is now passed on by the name of Joe Emmons, and his widow, Marcia Emmons, is a member of our club, and she has helped over the years pass out dictionaries. And we've done this for a long time now, and I'm pleased to be able to help do it. Now, as indicated, this is more than just a dictionary. It's a neat little dictionary, and it contains a lot of words that we ordinarily use. Of course, it doesn't contain all of the words in the dictionary in the English language. An unabridged dictionary in the library or dictionary you would find on your computer would contain a lot more words, but most of the ones we use most of the time are in this dictionary. And it's a neat little book because it also contains other things. It's called a gazetteer, and if you want to know what a gazetteer means, you can actually look it up in this dictionary on page, I believe it's on page 42. It's a geographical dictionary, and when it says geographical, it doesn't mean just maps, it means a lot of other things. And it contains what has over the years been considered the longest word, and a lot of big words on page 376. And I think the longest word in the unabridged dictionary that you'll find in the library is a 45-letter word. That's on page 376. And I have to say I can't pronounce it. There are probably some smart teachers there that can figure out how to pronounce it better than I can. But it's a lung disease, and this gazetteer, the additional part of this dictionary contains multiplication tables. You'll see those on page 379. A history of the United States flag, starting on page 381. And you may have seen little books that contain the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. Well, those very important documents are in this book on page 384 and 389, including the amendments to the Constitution, starting on page 401. And it contains interesting facts about all of the presidents, up until, I believe, the current president. Probably the dictionary that comes out next year we'll have our current president in there too. And it has a lot about the 50 states. And if you want to know anything about the state flower or the state song, state flag, this handy little book, you pick it up, you don't have to go to a computer, you don't have to go to the library. It's right here in this book. For instance, if you want to know, and you probably already know, what the state flower is for New York, what the state flag is, page 448, just set in New York. It has maps of the world starting at page 458 and has all the continents, 7 continents, facts about countries and locations. Now we've got a lot of countries in the world and they change, and as these dictionaries keep coming out year after year, you'll see that some of these countries aren't named what they used to be. Just as the planets, we have the planets listed here. When we first started doing this, Pluto was considered a planet. Now it's considered a dwarf planet. But it also does talk about Pluto in there. You start on page 530. Clouds, sign language, Braille. I think that's one of the last things in this book, like page 540. And that's just some of the things. And more things in here. My wife and I, when we travel around the country, I have this little book with me, and if we go to another state and I want to, if she's driving and I want to look at it, talk about what's the state flower, what's the state bird, there it is right there in this book. It's a neat little book to have, and I hope that you get some enjoyment out of it, and depending upon what your teachers want you to do, you may use it in school or you may keep it primarily at home. I don't know what the rules are. But again, I thank you for allowing me to be involved in this, even though I can't be there personally.
Thank you, Dave. As he explained the book, so now you can go back through and look through some of these pages and find these interesting facts about here in New York State and the presidents of the United States and the countries throughout the world. And I know that when you get right to the back of it, Braille, you might be a little familiar with. And I know a lot of students I've met in the past have some idea on the sign language. So this is something that's going to help you now and for years to come. And the Rotary Club of Niagara County Central is very pleased to present these to you. Thank you very much for your attendance.
And boys and girls, I'm hoping you keep these dictionaries in a really special place. Someone once said, why are we giving away dictionaries in this age of technology? Computers are great, they do a wonderful thing, but it's just like having a piece of paper. There's nothing like taking a piece of paper and writing something out or drawing a picture. And they're just like, there's nothing like picking up a book, picking up a dictionary, thumbing through it, finding a word, and looking at what it means, or picking out a piece of fact in the back of this dictionary. So my hope is you'll keep this in a special place, use it, especially when you're a senior and you're beginning to write that essay or that story that you need to write in order to do your application for that scholarship for Rotary. My hope is you keep this in a special place. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.